Hi, it's Willie's American Guitars, and we have something to show you. This is a 1965 ES-335. Now, the serial number says 65, but it has all the early features of a 64. I know this is confusing, and I'll keep telling you about it, but in 65, three things changed, and not necessarily on the same day. One, the necks got smaller. If you ever play a 66, it's considerably smaller. On a 68, gets rather tiny, to be honest. A 64 also has a headstock pitch, and this has the 17-degree headstock pitch. Now, I have a 65 SG here, and you can see the different pitches. This 65 has the headstock pitch. That's forward a little bit. This leans back more. Take a look at that again. See that? So that pitch gets your strings at a greater angle. It breaks at a greater angle. It also breaks the headstock if these fall. The reason they did that in 65, this guitar has two of those three features, this 65 SG. The reason they did this is to help prevent the headstocks from breaking if they fell. But it does improve the tone to make it like this, so it took them a while to argue that point. But by 65, Gibson has grown tremendously. A boom, I mean a boom in guitar sales that happened first after Elvis and then after the Beatles hit. Look out. You couldn't get a guitar in 65 except in the bigger cities. It all had to be waited for. It wasn't really, these guitars were just, the gift factory could barely keep up. The nickel hardware is another thing. This nickel has this beautiful aged character. If you use chrome, the chrome finish is more durable and brighter, but people don't like it. Nickel is a more noble way to do it. Do you know that everything has to be plated nickel before it can be plated gold? So they were still doing nickel plating so they could plate gold over it. That's an interesting fun fact. This is a 1964. Serial number says 65, but it's a 64 spec'd, completely original, one owner ES-335 with magnificent original patent sticker pickups. I am playing through this Magnatone Super 15, which is very much like an old hand-wired Marshall. If you've ever lusted after an 18-watt Marshall, and who hasn't, this really kind of defines that era, that strong British mid-range, except it has a master volume. This also has a headphone jack and a dummy load. So this amplifier can be unhooked from the speaker and you won't hurt the amp. And you have an adjustable output and an adjustable headphone jack. Look that up. These Magnatones are magnifique. But this... Have you seen the prices of dot necks? A real 59 dot neck 335. Go look that up. Put up 1959 ES-335 dot neck for sale. And you'll see they're going for crazy money. So we feel this 64 with a 65 serial number on it, this is a at $24,000 seems like a relative bargain. And I might remind you that a Murphy aged 335 can be as much as $10,000 and $11,000 made yesterday. This Brazilian rosewood board, proper headstock pitch, proper big neck, proper pickups, all straight. Even the pick guard is straight. The pickguard holder is straight, the switch tip is straight, this is original, this is original, this original 335 is a magnificent guitar, and we're kind of wondering why it's still here. And...
Thank